Hey yo, it's Chris, Endurance OS. First aerobic run of the year. It's a cold one out here in Florida, like 40 something degrees, a lot chillier than normal, but lets me crank up the pace a little bit for these aerobic runs, which is nice. Just wanted to make a new video about why I'm ending my deficit cut phase. It's been 14 weeks of dieting and it's time to move on for a little bit, so let's wrap up this run, get back into the warm desk area, and we'll finish. Yo! Hey, it's Chris, it's Endurance OS. In this video, I'm gonna go over why I'm ending my cut phase and what I'm gonna do next. Now, before I get into that, I wanna quickly touch base on what worked really well during this phase. For anyone watching that's looking to shred a few pounds down, this is what worked great for me during this phase, right? So first, I tracked absolutely everything. I used the Lose It app on my phone, used to pay monthly, was able to get a fully paid membership for life. At one point they offered that, so I haven't paid in a while, but I track absolutely everything every day. Calories and protein are the big ones, right? I track the carbs and the fats too, but those are the big two metrics for me, the calories and the protein. So tracking everything. I might have missed a handful of days over the entire 14-week window. That's how long my phase was. 14 weeks of dieting in a deficit. And I did like a structured approach to this, layered if you will, where I started around 2050 I think, 2050 calories. And every few weeks I dropped it down by about 100 calories to where I eventually hit 1850. And I kept it there. I didn't go any lower than that for multiple reasons, hormonal and mental, physical too, trying to maintain muscle mass during the entire cut phase. So 1850 is where I stopped. I maintained 170 grams of protein during the entire program. It's the most I've ever ate as far as protein goes in my entire life probably, but 170 grams of protein, no matter what, that was the goal. And I stuck to it. Now, during the entire 14-week window, I made sure to lift weights 3 times per week, and I ran somewhere between 3 and 6 times. A little closer to 3 to 4 times per week in the beginning, and more towards 5 on average for my runs. Now, all my runs were aerobic in nature, very little speed work, maybe somewhere between 90 to 95% of my running was aerobic zone 2. I used the Maffetone formula for my age, so I'm around 140 beats per minute. I don't go any higher than that. With the cool weather, it's nice and easy to run at that heart rate for me at the moment and see my pace increase, which is great. So calories, protein, lifting weights, running in a zone 2 aerobic format. This was the first time in my life where I settled into the idea of slow, boring, disciplined weight loss. In the past, I was always searching for fast, extreme weight loss, and I've always gained the weight back. So this was a different approach. I didn't freak out. Sometimes I'd freak out, but I didn't freak out as bad from the daily fluctuations on the scale. I knew that the trend overall was more important, and it was going in the right direction. So I just created consistency and discipline, and I stuck to the program, right? And I created this program with Project 100, Endurance OS, using my AI coaching tool. It worked great for me. I'm still using it. That was what my first video was about. So continuing that program worked great, 14 weeks. Why did I stop at 14 weeks? Why am I quitting? My goal was actually 168 pounds, and I'm 171. So I didn't quite achieve my goal, but there's 2 main reasons why I'm stopping the cut. The first one is 14 weeks is a long time. My coaching tool actually recommended I stop around 12 weeks, and I continued because it timed out well with the end of the year, and I thought it was a nice final push to really drive down that number towards the end of the year. And I'm really happy with the results. 171 is the lowest weight I've been as an adult. I think I touched it briefly during the first marathon training phase I did, which was 2020. So really excited with the results, my look, my feel, all of it is really good, and I'm proud of myself. So I think those are the most beneficial things anyone watching could take from my cut phase for sure. So now, the other main reason why I'm ending the phase is because I have a race coming up on March 1st. I'm doing a marathon relay with my friends, and you can't train hard in a deficit. I mean, I train pretty hard in the deficit, but to have real results, I'm going to eat at maintenance. I'm going to go back to 2,200 calories for the next 8 weeks. The race is on March 1st, the first Sunday of March. After that's over, I plan on going back into a mini cut phase, maybe between 4 to 6 weeks, to really try and shred down into the 160-pound range. I've never been there as an adult. I'm looking forward to getting there, and I need to see how I look, how I feel, and how I perform in that 160-pound range. Once I reach that and I see how it's working or not working, I'm going to reassess and go from there. But that's everything I've got in this video. I'm going to stick to my goal of putting out a video every week this year, 52 videos in 2026. Thanks. Have a great day.